US government is currently running Claude 3.5 Sonnet, right? And if you think about it, Claude 3.5 Sonnet was released over 7 months ago. It's not the frontier model anymore. Like you and I were using Claude 4.6 Opus now, right? And what was interesting is if you think about it, like from what needs to be done to get a new model into the government, like they need to look at the actual weights and they need to break down the model. So they're actually sent these files. They're about a terabyte long, big, and it has the open weights of the model. It's basically like all of the source files, how you can recreate Claude. Obviously, Anthropic would not be sending this out to the public, because then they could basically rip it off and create their own fork of it. But I thought this was so interesting to think that like the government in 2026 is making decisions based on models that were basically last year. And then if you think about it in relation to our adversaries, right? Our adversaries, China, other countries, they're probably using the most state-of-the-art models, whether that's DeepSeek or Qwen, and, because those are open sourced, right? So that was super interesting to see that, governments, they do get these open weight versions of the models, which I didn't know that they had access to. That also does lead them to having a lead time to getting them, and they're not basically making decisions based on the best AIs out there. They're basically a year behind.
That's so surprising, actually. Like, how is that? Why is that? Why can they not use the latest?
I think it just takes time, right? Like they need to get approved. They need to make sure that their systems are not going to break if they're plugging in the new model, right? When we go back to like the risk versus reward, if you're making super important decisions about like where our military is going to like kind of have their next operative from, and you're changing the model, the brain, there's some risk involved there. So they're just like keeping it exactly flat. Like they are not making changes as fast, but it's also classic government, right? They move the slowest out of all these industries.